sheriff men. Instantly, Hot and Nicola were on them, untying their ropes, yanking out their gags, helping them to their feet. Agatha's neck seared the wet, anger seizing her like a collar. Merrymen, hot tight like pigs. Merrymen, once the heroes of this place. All because people wanted Robin and the sheriff to stay enemies so they could hoard more money. Once Tedros was king, she'd find those responsible and punish them. Tedros. Where's Tedros? She breathed. Her prince and his mother had never entered the bar. Panic whipped through her. Through the cracked open door, Agatha caught a glimpse of movements outside, falling slashes of white, like stones or arrows. Plip, plip, plip. It wasn't swing. She threw aside a crumbling chair, running so hard she lost a clump and crashed it against the front door, sliding outside into the dirt. Tedros! He was there, exactly where she left him, standing beneath the trees with his mother, surrounded by thousands and thousands of squirrels blanketing the forest, each with identical, a single sheet of parchment tied with a silver string, stamped with the seal of a lion. King Arthur's seal. Agatha looked up as more squirrels snowed from the sky, waiting out the floor of Sherwood Forest, catching in its trees, the magical storm extending beyond this wood, through the pink and gold sky, to kingdoms near and far. Slowly, she looked back at Tedros, her eyes wide. Then she saw the opened scroll in his palm, limp at his side, his fingers speckled with wax from his father's seal. Tedros blinked at her, ghost pale. Looks like we found our first test. Sophie, good little girl. Excalibur. That was his name, Sophie thought, gazing at the sword hilt rising out of the mountain of scrolls that smudged the garden. That fallen from the sky as dawn, waking Sophie with their feet plop into the flowers. She heard a boy's voice from the garden, a spill of shouts. By the time she'd run to the window, hair a mess, last night's makeup smuggled, the snow had abated, a few last squirrels drifting into the sea of thousands more, reaching far beyond the castle, past the church and steeples, to the hills of Camelot. Sophie's eyes stayed on the sword, glinting in the scroll-covered stone. She could hardly remember anything that happened last night, her brain foggier than ever, but she knew a few things for sure. I'm not married. Scrolls should not fall from the sky. The sword's name is Excalibur. I had attacked her as if trying to erase these facts, as if determined to clear the slates again, her mind squeezing from both sides like a vice. But Sophie was on the pink now. There was a crack in it. Things had slipped through. I'm not married. Scrolls should not fall from the sky. The sword's name is Excalibur. Sophie peered closer at the sword. May shuffled into the garden, marched there by guards, armed with brooms and buckets. The women in white dresses and bonnets swept the squirrels away, the guards watching their cold-eyed. King wants every last scrap gone, gloated one. Don't want the princess seeing them. Sophie could feel her gaze hardening, overriding the fog of her mind. What does he want me to see? The king had ordered her to stay in her chamber and locked her door. She knew not to disobey him. Until now, her body didn't even know how. But then the snow happened. Something had changed it. her chest from the faster, hotter. I'm not married. Scrolls should not fall from the sky. The sword's name is Excalibur. Pink bashed at her like a hammer, but Sophie was already moving for the door. She needed to escape this room. She needed to find out what the king was hiding. Her finger glowed pink, aimed at the lock. She needed to know what was in that scroll. With the guards supervising the maze, Sophie slipped through the hall undetected, ignoring the stabbing in her heart getting worse with every step. Her blood slapped so sharply at her temples that she nearly missed the voices coming from the blue tower foyer below. Sophie peeked through the railing. I have an appointment with her, said a woman with braided butterscotch hair, thin eyebrows, and stunned brown eyes. She wore a cream-colored dress, a crystal tiara, and carried a purely clamshell purse. And seeing that I've come here as your demand, on a moment's notice, to help you win your first test, I expect that appointment to be honored. Princess Sophie is ill, said the tent boy, standing at the open door, where outside the stolen cake was settling two horses. Inside, the tent boy glared harder at the woman as he fits a riding coat over his blue and gold suit. Did you bring what I asked for? My prince, Sophie recognized it with a swell of love. My king. And yet the king had no crown. A vague memory sneaked through her, crowns vanishing, a wedding incomplete, a dagger of ice in her fist. She looked down at her hand, knowing on her finger. What happened last night? She peered closer at her beloved, taking in the alien green of his eyes, the color not quite real, the serpentine lankness of his body, the milk-white rim around his ear, as if his tan had missed the spot. The unsettled feeling deepened inside her. Something in the king's eyes flickered. He glanced up at the second floor. Sophie ducked, a new pain shearing her head, pushing her backwards, as if hell-bent on returning her to her room. Suddenly, she couldn't remember why she had left her room to begin with. She couldn't remember why she had this anxious feeling or what she was doing hiding under a wall. But she stayed in place, trusting the moment, trusting whatever had brought her here. Slowly, she picked the bag out. The people are in shock, of course, the woman was saying to the king. Excalibur returning to the stone, Arthur's voice from beyond the grave, a tournament to decide the king when they thought they already had won. But the woods is on your side. For